knowing how Scott Boras often manipulates markets, here's what he's going to do. He's going to wait till Ohtani signs. He's going to tell Cody Bellinger, we're waiting till Ohtani signs. Then he'll invest most of his time into Cody. And once Cody signs, who becomes the third best bat on the market in most eyes? It's Matt Chapman. So then Scott Boras will say, now we get going with you, buddy. And now we're going to up your price tag to all the desperate teams that are looking for bats. And what do the Mariners not do? They don't get in bidding wars. And they don't get in bidding wars for players like him. So I don't think this makes a whole lot of sense for a lot of reasons. Between the offensive profile we've highlighted so far, between Boras being his agent, between the contract he's going to probably demand, there's reason to be there's reasons to be skeptical. Like, again, if he was going to get 5 for 90, I'd say, great, sign me right up. That's not what he's going to get.
He would get 5 for 90 if he was an average defender. The problem is he's not an average defender. He is an elite defender. That's why his WAR is so high every single season. So the teams are going to pay for the fact he plays great defense as well. Even if he's going to be inconsistent in the lineup, you know that defense is going to be good. This dude has 92 defensive runs saved for his career. Plus, in every single season, he's a monster at third.
What does it say, though, that Gino was 10% better than him in terms of outs above average this past year? Like, Gino was in the 97th percentile of OAA and Chapman was 87th.
Defense is so hard to measure because, like, how many opportunities a game do those two get? 4 or 5? Can you truly measure? Can you truly measure defense on 5 opportunities? Not really. You need 6, 7, 800 opportunities, and you might get that in a season. You might not.
Yeah, I mean, look, defensive metrics are a little bit flawed. I like them because it gives you more ways than it ever has to measure defenders, which is why back in the 90s and early 2000s, people thought, oh, Derek Jeter can make a jump throw. He's a great defender. And then it turns out the numbers come out and it's like, oh, he's actually maybe the worst defender to ever play this game. Where
I saw you work that in. Okay. Respect.
Come on,
you had to work that in.
If you've listened to this podcast long enough, actually, maybe we've never mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, Derek Jeter's defense is not good objectively. Like, he had negative 162 defensive runs saved for his career. Like, he was not a good defender. It's not even an argument. A Hall of Famer, first ballot, he deserved it. Not a good defender. Okay, but with outs above average, with defensive runs saved, even with UZR, it's not perfect because you're right. You only get so many opportunities, but it does give you some measuring stick to measure defense more than it ever did before. So you're right. It can vary from time to time. And I will say I'm handpicking a little bit here because what I was going to get to next is when you look at DRS and UZR, Chapman blew Gino out of the water this year in those two categories. So yeah.
And really, what's the difference in like 10 percentile points of defense?
Maybe not that much. And look, Matt Chapman's an incredible defender. I'm not taking anything away from the guy. We know that. Anybody who watches baseball knows that. I'm just pointing one thing out, saying, oh, that's interesting. Just more of the fact that if the Mariners are going to get rid of that guy in Gino and replace him with Chapman, maybe the defense takes a step up. How much, though?
Marginally.
Right.
Pretty marginally, and it would be a significantly more expensive upgrade. It would have been $9 million for Gino this upcoming season if he stayed on the roster. For Matt Chapman, it's going to be $25 million according to the projections. Again, 6 for 150 is what MLB Trade Rumors projected. The Blue Jays did try and extend him somewhere in the ballpark of $100 million in 4 to 5 seasons during the season. And he smartly turned it down because I think he's going to get way more than that this offseason. I don't think he's a fit for the Mariners. I don't think the Mariners would offer him that contract. He's a plus 30. And would he even want to sign in Seattle? I'm going to say probably not.
I think the money can be better used elsewhere. And I think they can fill the third base position a little bit better. Maybe not to the star level that Matt Chapman is, but just in terms of bang for your buck, I'm not sure $150 million is worth it. Here's an idea. I had an epiphany about this today. I figured I'd throw it out to you while we're sitting here talking about potential third base fits. I'm not saying this is your number one option. Again, if you could go trade for somebody like Isaac Paredes, who maybe we'll talk about on Friday, or sign a couple guys that won't cost as much like Jamer, sure. But here's another idea I kind of had. Like, would they give Justin Turner a 1-year deal to play third? And then you can use the money in better like in other places.
Do you think Justin Turner's enough of an upgrade over what you currently have? This version of Justin Turner?
Not defensively, but offensively, probably.
I mean, yeah, the idea is fine. Would Jerry do it? Do you think?
If it's like a 1-year deal, I feel like they might take a chance. And again, if I know we've joked about it before here on the pod, but if they're serious about trying to go after Munetaka Murakami next year, there's your 1-year stopgap. Maybe you give Turner a 2-year deal. He could DH a little bit in the final year of that contract. And then you're not hampered down in any way, shape, or form from going after Murakami.
He's what, 36?
Actually, I think he's older than that. He may be 38 now.
Oh,
he's
man.
Old. He's old.
Well, if he can hit, then I'd be in for it. But once you get around that age, you never know when that offensive profile is gonna hit the shitter. So that's it has been an option though. You just pointed it out. I've seen some other people float it out there as offensive upgrades at third base. But you wonder about, is his offense going to fall off? Is he going to be durable? Remember, Gino was very durable this past season. Is Justin Turner going to be durable at age 38?
You probably have to give him some DH days. Maybe that's when Urias starts playing a little bit of third base. Yeah, you'd probably have to get him off his feet a little bit. So,
is there any way we can speed up time for Murakami so we can get him as a free agent now?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Like, I've been going down the rabbit hole of space-time stuff when I sit in bed and I scroll on TikTok, and I know you can if you send a person, for example, to like a black hole, their clock speeds up. Actually, I can't remember which way it is around. If the people on Earth, no, I think the people on Earth actually age faster. So we'll leave him alone on Earth. I'll take the rest of us. We go off to a black hole. We'll go up there for like 2 seconds, come back down. He'll be 25 and he can sign as a free agent. That was very complicated and off topic, but just a suggestion, I say, to make a better Mariners offseason.
No, it's not off topic at all. We want Murakami. What do you want us to say? We're a year away from it, but we want the guys. So cook up any scenarios you can cook up. Yeah, I have seen some people throw the Justin Turner thing out there. I think Luke Arkins threw it out there a couple times, so I've seen him talk about it. I've seen a couple other people talk about it, but it is just an idea that if you invest a lot of money in, say, an outfielder and a DH, and then maybe all of a sudden you want to go a little bit of the more cost-effective side, that's just another option. I'm not saying bank in some 6-win season for Justin Turner. Of course, that's not going to happen, but it just might be an idea for a guy who could help the offense a little bit.
Well, if he's unsigned later on in this offseason, we can do a deeper dive into Justin Turner. And if the Mariners still have a hole at third base, we can investigate. I have a sneaking feeling they might have a hole at third base. Oh, I don't know, until opening day? By our standards. I did not like what Daniel Kramer wrote today, by the way, when he mentioned the notion of Luis Urias as the starting third baseman on opening day. So, no bueno.
I really hope that's not the case. I really, really hope that's not the case.
Well, I guess we're going to find out, Lyle. Winter meetings are coming up, Jerry. Make it happen. Make something happen.